So I just finished up at the UFC. I don't know if you guys can hear the people upstairs or the stereo going on outside. There's workers and they have speakers going. Nothing showing up on my equalizer thing or my mixer, so hopefully you guys can't hear that. Anyhow, so I just got back from the UFC. That's where I train at. I mean, I don't train there. That's where I work out. But I actually was hitting the punching bag today, and I saw a dude, some guy. He was punching the bag. He had his gloves on and whatever, and he was a little smaller than me, but he looked pretty good. Anyway, coolest thing, I just walked up to him and I said, "Hey, man, training for a fight or what?" And just kind of introduce myself and just let him know, like, "Hey, man, if you need if you're down, sparring partner, maybe we could get a workout." And he was down. And man, we got the greatest workout. We just kind of hit kiss contact. I just explained to him, "Hey, man, I'm just trying to get a workout. I'm not like looking to break your teeth or, I'm not looking to get my teeth broke. I just want to just basically looking for a sparring partner." And bam, we go maybe three. Shoot, I don't even remember. I think we just went two. We went like two 10-minute rounds. And we're just going real light. I mean, we're moving, but like we're just kind of kiss contacting and stuff. And then it dawned on me, man, like shoot, because I should be building like a whole network of sparring partners while I'm at the gym. Just go up to people and say, "Hey, man, you want to get some sparring in?" Just explaining, you're not trying to, you're not trying to be a badass or anything. You just want to get some kiss contact in, and just because if you've ever sparred, it's a great workout, even if you're not hitting each other as hard as you can. I've seen like videos of the Mayweather gym and other gyms, and these guys are just cracking each other, and it's like, why? How do you benefit from that? I mean, I suppose you benefit, because you're learning how to block and you're really taking punches. But like some of these assholes, dude, and I'm gonna call them assholes. Like they'll knock each other out and then just walk away like fuck this guy. And it's like, what kind of sparring is that? I'm 100% against that bullshit. I'm almost, like I said, I'm pushing 50. I'm getting up there in age. I'm just trying to stay alive, trying to stay fit. But even if I was in my 20s, I wouldn't want to get my ass knocked out. I just want to get some sparring in. You hit each other, but you're not trying to kill each other. And you're definitely not trying to end each other's lives. And if you do hurt someone, you're like, "Hey, man, sorry, you okay?" Like, yesterday I was at sparring practice and I accidentally hurt a dude. We were on the wall, and then I tried to take him down with a single leg, but he rolled out of it. He got out of it, but then I jumped on his back and took him to the ground, and he hurt his shoulder or something. And I take that as a loss. I'm not trying to hurt my sparring partners. I'm not trying to hurt the people that I'm rolling with. So that was like, oh man, I screwed up. But I immediately went there and I was like, "Hey, bro, you okay? Like, what happened? Like, oh man, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that." And I felt bad. And this happened like a few weeks ago, a month ago maybe. I was rolling with a dude and I did a takedown and I rolled him. It was great. Executed it perfectly, but he ended up hurting his knee. It's like, fuck, man. Like I hurt somebody. And I take that as a loss, Like you're not supposed to be hurting your sparring partners, right? You don't break your toys. So, I met this dude. We had some great sparring. And the cool thing is because, we were both just hitting the bag, but hitting the bag can be boring sometimes. Sometimes I just not, I'm not in it and I can't get the workout that I want. So I was just like, "Bro, you want to work out? You want to do a little sparring?" And bam, we did. And it was the best. I feel so good right now. I feel like amazing. Like we were going hard, but we weren't hitting hard. Does that make sense? Like we were going fast. We were moving. I was ducking. He's like, "Damn, dude, you move good for a big guy." I was like, "Thanks, bro. Appreciate that." And like, it was great. It was great. And then after we trained, we talked for a minute, got his number, told him, "Hey, man, anytime you want to spar, just, we could do just like we did right now. Just get some light sparring in." Even though it was light sparring, it was a great workout. Like I was sweating my balls, man. I was getting it good. And then, he ended up leaving. And then I saw some other dude. I was like, asking him the same shit. I was just like, and the guy even asked me too. He's like, "Why did you ask me that if I'm training for a fight?" And I was like, "Hey, man, honestly, dude, I'm just fucking icebreaker, bro. just trying to fucking make friends, dude. I didn't quite put it like that. I told him it was an icebreaker, but I was just like, I'm trying to make sparring partners. Like you could be fighting, I don't know how old you are. I don't know what your level is. I don't know if you actually are training for a fight. And if you are, then obviously the conversation might go a little different, you know. But I mean, another dude got his number. I was just like, dude, we talked for like a good 20 minutes, and I was just explaining to him, hey man, you saw me. I don't know if you saw me sparring with that dude, but it's just kiss contact. We're going hard, but we're not trying to hurt each other, And I have enough experience to like be able to tell a dude, hey man, like let's calm it down. You're getting out of control. Like I can't stop you. You hurt me. But we talked, got his number, and it's like, yo man. He's like, I'm here every day. I'm like, cool, let's do this, man. We'll get it. So I'm hoping to get a sparring in session in with him. Probably not tomorrow because I got a jiu-jitsu match tomorrow. But uh, as soon as this jiu-jitsu match is over, man, it's on. I didn't overdo it at the gym. I mean, I'm sore right now from bench pressing the other day. I'm like, shit, man, I'll be okay. No excuses. You know what I mean? But if you're 45 and up, it's really difficult, man. It's really difficult. So you kind of have to like, especially if you're my age, like you don't really have like a lot of friends and buddies that you hang out with all the time. I don't. I'm not saying no guys do, but I don't. Like I have to build my network. I have to build my network of fighters and friends, and I do that at church too, But like, I gotta be able to build up a group of dudes that are like-minded that want to train MMA or jiu-jitsu. I'm hoping more MMA because I can go to jiu-jitsu anytime. I just, I'm looking to get some MMA rounds in. Or like me and this dude, we actually did just kickboxing because he don't train jiu-jitsu. He just does kickboxing. So that worked out fine. And then the other guy, he's like, I want to learn jiu-jitsu. I was like, I could teach you. Perfect, Like the second guy I met was like, he must have been like 6'3", big boy. He's like, dude, I'm trying to find other guys my size, Like I'm not as tall as you, dude, but we probably weigh about the same. I'm gonna be punching up, but screw it, dude. Like I'm down. We're just kiss contacting. Hopefully, anyway, it's not gonna be a big deal. And I felt great because I've been on my diet. I haven't been eating crap the last 5 days. I've been eating really good, and you'll be surprised how quick you'll feel better if you're just eating better. Like I mean, like a day or two, you're already gonna feel a little better. Like I felt great today. Stay away from chilies, man. I ate chilies yesterday, dude. Like I don't know, these big yellow and I ate some green ones. I had about 3 of them, 4 of them. I grilled them on the barbecue. Got them from the supermarket, and bam! Sure enough, as soon as I got to MMA class, my insides were turning, bro. And it did not feel good at all, especially while I was training. And so, but having a good diet, man, it's gonna make you feel great. It's gonna make things so much better. And I'm not shredded yet, but I'm gonna get there. I'm super getting there, man. If I just stay on the same track, I'm gonna be shredded like in a month. I'll be shredded. I know that sounds ambitious, but I actually lose weight really fast. But downside is I actually put on weight super fast as well. So that's obviously a problem. But point is, as an older dude, you kind of have to like build your network. Get in a gym. I mean, it's the same thing if like you just want to lift weights. Just like what I do when I lift weights, I just tell a dude, hey, what's up, bro? Can you give me a spot? Especially when I'm like the other day, I hit up this dude. I was putting up 265. I was just maxing out. I mean, I worked my way up, of course. I didn't just start off there. I worked my way up from about 185. Actually, what are the plates? I think the 45-pound plates is like what, I don't even know what that is anymore. It's like 135, 145 pounds, whatever. But I eventually, I went up like 15 pounds every set, 10 pounds every set of 10. And eventually once I hit 2 plates, I do sets of like 7. And then I just kept doing building up to 265, and I hit this guy up. I'm like, hey man, I don't want this shit to drop on me, bro. Like I'm pretty sure I could do it. I don't need an assist. I unassisted. I'm gonna get it. I just want you there, just in case. And he's like, yeah, no problem, bro. And then he helped me out. I was like, damn, bro. He's like, you did it, man. Shit. Because I'm not that big of a guy. And I'm fat, And he was like, damn, that's pretty good, bro. And I, chatted up for like a minute, 30 seconds, dude. Because homeboy went back to his bench, got his shit in. But you could easily, or I could have easily just been like, hey, bro, shit, next time, bro, let's get in together. We'll push each other. Because I tell you what, I have one of my buddies, man. We used to go every so often to, not all the time, but we used to go every so often to the LA Fitness. And me and homeboy would get the greatest workouts. And we would just be talking and just, me or him would just pick the machine or pick what we were going to do. And we were just back and forth putting in our sets. And then we were pushing each other without even trying. We weren't even trying to push each other. We were just stacking the weight. Every set, we were bumping it up like 10 pounds. And we put in about five sets, and we're just getting it. And boom, I was like, damn. Every time I went with that dude afterwards, I was like, shit, hey, we got a great workout right now. We got an amazing workout. And that's when it dawned on me, shit, man, you need partners. You need partners. And that's the same thing I thought about today, man. I went to the UFC. And of course, I got my partners when, whoever's at the MMA classes when I go to my regular gym. But at the UFC, I ain't got nobody. And I never see people sparring. Or sometimes I do. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to start making friends. I'm just going to start hitting people up. And that's exactly what I did. So now I have it in my head. Every time I go to the UFC, if I see someone punching the bags and they got gloves on, I'm just gonna be like, hey, bro, do you spar? You want to spar? Like, let's get some kiss contact, get some sparring in, because it's hitting this bag all by itself. It don't hit back. It's just boring, And I just kind of like convince them that I'm not gonna be a dick and hit hard, and because I'm not, and and next thing you know, we're sparring. So it's great, man. It's so much more fun when you actually have a friend, And so, I just thought I'd bring that up. If you want to have like a good workout session, get a partner. Have a partner to work out with. It's so much better, you know. Probably the same thing with life, if you got a partner in life, probably so much better to go through life with a partner. But if you don't have a partner, you need to focus. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm a partner, but I'm focusing. Focus on being the best person I can be. Like all that other noise, you don't need it. It's okay to be alone for a while. Just handle your shit. And that's the mindset I'm trying to get myself into right now. Eating right, working out right, building micro habits. I'm trying to get into this steady thing, man. I'm studying for the bar. I'm trying to get into that, and it's been really tough. If you're like me and you're always wishy-washy, and having self-discipline is kind of like a trouble. This is gonna be a good podcast for you, bro, because I'm 47, man, but I'm figuring it out. I'm gonna figure this shit out. You're gonna see in a month from now, I'm gonna be super. By the time summer starts in a week or two, I'm gonna be getting my shit on my way to being shredded. For sure, in 30 days, I'm gonna be shredded like a motherfucker. And I'm not gonna do it no peptides. It's not gonna be no TRT, none of this bullshit, bunch of cheaters out there. Not gonna be none of that. It's just gonna be straight up discipline. You can't have discipline. This is a topic I want to talk about. I'm gonna talk about this on another episode, but it's gonna be all natural. You'll see. You'll see what I'm gonna do. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, if you haven't subscribe to the fucking channel. What are you waiting for? Just push the fucking subscribe button. You don't have to worry about it. It's not like I'm gonna be in your feed 24/7. Just click the subscribe button and what do they say? Punch the like button and all that bullshit. All right, guys. Catch you on the next one.